back with another video. Today we are doing a speed build of Grandma's old house. Now, this build took me 2 tries to do, which I was really irritated about. In my last video, I ended up talking a little bit about it too, but today we're going to get into a little bit more depth about what was so irritating about this build. Now, I was irritated, but still really happy that this happened because it turned out really good. So, when I started building this build, I took about 3 hours to do, and I had the video already done, and all I needed to do was go back to take pictures of the final product so that way I could get the snapshots and the video for the ending. And I saved. I definitely did save. So there was no doubt about that. But I ended up going to have dinner, and then I came back to my build being completely gone. It was just gone. There was no build whatsoever on the lot that I had built on. And I ended up checking every single world, seeing if maybe I just didn't build it in the world that I thought I built it in, and it was not there. So I ended up going back, redoing the whole entire build. So the first time it took me around 3 or 4 hours to build it. This time it took me about 2.5. So it was way faster. But this part of the house, it took me, the shell of the house, it took me about, I would say, 20 minutes to make because I already knew what I was making and how I was going to do it. But the first time around when I made it, I did not make the back patio at all. It was not even there. I made the house have a front patio and a little tiny stepway for where the backyard would be, but I did not have it have a patio at all. Instead, I had it have an actual backyard where it had the tree house and it had all of the other things that you would want in a backyard for kids. But then I was thinking when I was making this, and I was like, well, maybe they just remodeled some of the house and they put a patio back there so that way they could have a pool, and the pool would be really big but yet still kind of small. And I just went into a whole detailed story for this family from there. I already had the idea of what this family was going to be and how they were going to be living in the house and what their story was. But when I went back to make it again, I changed the whole story. So the first time I thought that the son of the grandmother would have the house because it would be inherited when she died. So I thought, well, I already knew that I wanted to have a family where they didn't have a mother because she died in childbirth or died in an accident of somehow. So I knew that I only wanted to have a father and 2 kids. So I immediately was like, well, then the story is going to be really dark and really sad if we have both of them die. But I was just going through different storylines and all of that. So I was thinking about having a teenage daughter and a toddler son. And that's how it was the first time when I made the house. I made a teenage daughter room and I made it kind of feel childish a little bit. So the grandma had put her little twist on when she was a kid and when she would come over, but then when they end up moving in, the teenage daughter like kept it all the same so that way she'd have like a little piece of her grandma or something like that. But then I was thinking about it and I was like, well, maybe we should make the age gap a little shorter between the toddler and the teenager and make the toddler be a toddler, but then teenage daughter be a child. So I end up changing my whole thought process of the family and how it would be. And I thought that the child would be very creative and loves art and flowers and really likes yellow and blue and pinks. But then I wanted the house to also feel like it was still their grandma's house. So I ended up making this kitchen part very rustic and very old feeling, but still kind of new. So I put the blue paint and the stone, but I wanted to be like the family had painted over the walls later after they bought the house, or maybe the son had just changed the walls when they moved in to give it a little bit of a fresh start or something like that. And then I also wanted it to feel like he had still kept some of his grandma's furniture and some of how the house was. So I did the couch from Cottage Living in the living room, and then I put the two chairs there too. And I just really wanted this house to feel very lived in and very old feeling, but yet still new and modern at the same time. And I think I inhabited that very well in this house by all of the different things I end up putting in to make it feel new and old and just lived in. And I think that when this build is done and on the gallery, I think you guys will really like it. But let me know down in the comments down below how you do like this build and tell me what you guys would have done differently or what you guys did like about the build. But we're in the kitchen right now. I ended up going back and changing these lights because I just felt like they were too low. When I put them in, I did feel like they were too low, but I really liked how they looked. And the first time around, I ended up doing a different light that I ended up putting in again, but ended up doing a lot of the same items and a lot of the same designs that I did the first time around in this build because I really wanted it to be the same as the first build. So I definitely had to remember what the things that I put in the build the first time were when I put it into this build. And some of the things were different, but most of them are the same. The only major difference, I think, is that we have a back patio and the child's room is no longer a teen's room. But other than that, this build is pretty much the exact same. And when I was making this build the second time, I was really nervous that I wasn't going to be able to do the exact same stuff that I put in to the first build, but I really did think that I put everything that I thought was in the first build into this build too. And I really do like that this build ended up being this build and not the other build because that one you guys would have been here for probably over an hour. And this one, you're only here for around 35 minutes. And I don't think that you guys would have actually stuck around for over an hour with the build. But let's talk a little bit about what I'm doing with this build. So right now I am doing the kitchen slash dining room area, and I really do like how this turned out. I end up using a lot of vintage items and a lot of plants and different little antiques throughout this whole build, but especially in the kitchen and the living room, I use a lot of the little knickknacks and things to make it feel lived in. And I really want it to be even, but not even at the same time, because I really want it to feel lived in. And not everything you put in a house is even, because you might be messing with it or something can happen to it where it's not perfectly even. But I really wanted to clutter up this table and make it seem like it was just where everything was thrown. But now we are moving on to the table area, and I wanted it to be like someone was having dinner that day, but then I found this little flower centerpiece from Growing Together, and I really did like how it looked on the table, so I just kept it. Right now, we are changing those lights out to the ones that I had before, and I really do like how those lights look. But we are moving on to the living room, and I end up changing the whole entire build because of where the fireplace is put. So everything to do with the chimney had to be moved over to the left by one little square. So that way the fireplace and where the chimney was is symmetrical. And I usually don't put the fireplace where the chimney's at. I just put the fireplace wherever I want, and then the chimney's there to show that there is a fireplace in the house, but it's not right there. And I wanted to put that next to the fireplace. Well, I wanted to have the fireplace near where the chimney is because I usually don't do it, and I wanted to do it this build. But now we are going on to a little sitting room, and I really do like how this turned out too, because it really just brought the build together and made it feel very homey, because we don't have a TV in the living room, but there is a TV in here. And I think that there's a few TVs in the bedrooms, but I really think that this turned out beautiful, and the plants brought this area together too. And I really liked how I had the bookshelves built over along the wall, like the whole wall, and not just a bookshelf on either side of the couch. Now we are getting into the entryway, and I really do like having a little chair or a sitting place so that way you can put on your shoes or something like that near the entry, so that way it looks more lived in, and I think that it looks really good there. But I do want to update you guys on what is happening with my life and what's going to be changing about the channel, possibly. So let's get into that. So later next week, I'm going to be starting a new job, and that might be putting a damper on the time schedule of when I do post and when I make content for you guys. So I am sorry in advance if that does put a little bit of a crunch or a time stopper on my times that I do post for you guys, because this job will be taking most of my week up, and usually I do content on those days that I will be working, and I am truly sorry about this. The next thing that I wanted to talk to you guys about was that my schedule for cheer is also getting changed too. It will be longer, and then I'll most likely be going to work after that. But I do want to tell you this, guys, because I do care about all of the people that follow, like, and comment and share, along with all of the people that watch my videos. But I am a competitive cheerleader, and I have been a competitive cheerleader for a little while now, and that will always come first. And although I do like posting for you guys, I will always pick cheer over everything. Like, I pick cheer over school and over most of my things that I do on the side. But I will try my hardest to make 2 videos for you guys a week. And right now, my brother is out of town, so I do have the Xbox for the next 4 or 5 days, I think. And I will try to make videos and get those uploaded and edited so that way you guys can have videos on those days when I am too busy to make content. So these videos that I will be making will be backup videos for any time that I don't have a video. And I am already editing those and trying to get them so that way I can just upload them whenever. But I am really trying to find times where I can post and where I can video and make this content happen for you guys to watch. I also wanted to talk a little bit about why my times might be changing also too. The fact that I have my cheer schedule changing and I am starting a new job. I am also in the process of getting my backyard done and having a patio in there and a pool and other different little things to go along with my backyard. Now, for the past 2 weeks, I have been trying to get my garage cleaned so I can put everything that is in my shed right now into my garage. This being said, I have not had the best time for posting with my content, and it's not on a set time schedule. It's just when I get this done, I will be posting. And I will be posting 2 videos at some time every week, hopefully. And I'm going to try and keep that to Tuesday and Thursday, but if I'm not keeping it to Tuesday and Thursdays, then I will be having them at some point happen. But the things that are with my backyard and the garage and the shed will be done sometime either tomorrow or the next day because people are coming over to fix and, well, not really fix, but more so of doing my backyard and the things that we want done with them. So this should not be putting that much of a time crunch on what is going to be happening with the channel, but I just want to let you guys know if it does. I'm sorry about that too, and I really do want to be posting as much as possible for you guys. But let's get into the fact that we are going to be having horses in the game. Like, that is crazy. We had them in Sims 3, but with horses coming to Sims 4, I will definitely be buying the pack ahead of time so that way I can get the different things that come along with purchasing the pack early. And I do get things on sale, so my expansion packs are usually 10% off all the time because I have a subscription to EA where it makes my purchases percent like cheaper. So I usually do buy the packs when they get out or when they're available to pre-purchase, or whenever the first time I can buy them, I usually buy them. So I'm thinking of doing a cool ranch build with that, and I hope that there's a cool world that I can build on for you guys, and that will be mainly what I do post the first like 2 weeks, I think, when I'm posting. I will definitely be having different items from that pack and different little knickknacks in the build for probably those 2 weeks, like I just said. But I definitely do want to have a kind of a cottage living build happen for either next Thursday or the Thursday after that for you guys as a little family home. And I want it to be kind of as an old couple living together on a farm. And I will be making the Sims for that video along with this video too. But let me know how you guys feel about me building that in the comments down below also. Now, the build that I'm working on for next Tuesday is a build with the occults. So, in my last video, I end up saying that I want to post little starter homes for the different occults. So, mermaids, vampires, werewolves, aliens, witches, all of it. And I definitely think that this build is an amazing starter home for a witch, and I just think that it's so adorable, and I can't wait to do more of the occults for the Tuesdays that are coming up. But this occult one is for a witch, and I think that I'm going to do a mermaid next after that. So I definitely think that I'm going to be using I think it's the paint from High School Years, and it's kind of like fish scale-y, kind of, and I really do want to use that in the next build also. But right now we are doing the parents' bedroom for this build, and we are almost done with the build inside, so we're going to end up going outside to the patio. And I really do like how this whole house turned out, but I do like how the patio turned out. It turned out really cute, and I hope that you guys do like it. And this build I end up putting a little guest room, you could say, in one of the bedrooms, so you could easily make it a kid's room or a teenager's room or a parent's room or something like that. But I end up making it a guest room just because I thought that I don't usually do that, so it would be really cute if I did that. And I end up putting a TV in there just so that way they have a little something so they can watch TV and do whatever they want. and I really do like how that chair in there did not clip with the table, so I could maneuver it how I wanted it to be. But right now we are working on the downstairs bathroom and going up to the upstairs bathroom for the different wallpapers and flooring for the room. And I really wanted it to be like the downstairs bathroom was kind of for everybody to use, and it was more modern but yet still old and homey. But then when you go upstairs, it just screams out, hey, I have kids and I want this bathroom to be for them, kind of. But I do like how this toddler room turned out. I want it to be like he loved dinosaurs and everything to do with dinosaurs, so I really did want to put a lot of dinosaur things in there. And this is the kid's bedroom that I was talking to you about, how I really want it to be like she liked yellow or blue or pink, and she really likes flowers and different little aspects of art along with that. And I end up using the lights from Cottage Living throughout the whole house. And right here, I was a little stumped on what I was gonna actually put in to this hallway, because it is a big hallway for a small home. But I ended up making it kind of a chest table and sitting area type thing, I guess you could call it. And I really want to put a rocking chair in there, and I really wanted to put it over where the chest table is now, but I didn't think that it would look good with the window being right there. So I ended up putting it over here, and I do like how it turned out, and I hope you guys do too. But right now, we are about to move on to the different painting for the walls, and we're just putting in little paintings and little things for the rooms to be more lived in and feel like it's really just their home. I also ended up changing the coloring of, well, the swatch of the painting that I put into the child's bedroom, but I really wanted to make this parents' bedroom feel very blue and very modern and cottage at the same time. But we are moving on to curtains now, and I really want it to be simple but yet not still simple at the same time for all of the house. And with all of the curtains, I didn't want to have them all be the same length or all of the same height. So I ended up putting some of them to have the pull away thing happen with them, and some of them to have the just full length where you let them down. Now, I really did want to put as many dinosaurs as I could in this bedroom, so I ended up putting those little decals there too. And I ended up putting these little coloring doodles for both of the kids' bedrooms to make it seem like they had colored them when they were, well, when the child was younger, and how she just hung them up on a flower board. But we are almost done with the inside and about to go to the outside of the house. And right there, I'm just changing the swatch of the child's bedroom. And I really wanted to make this bedroom in here for the guest room feel very basic but yet still modern, so they could do whatever they want with it. And I also want it to be like the daughter end up picking different little things out for it. Right now we are moving to patio area with the pool going in, and I did want to make it feel very big and open with the pool, but yet still kind of small. But we end up putting floaties in and a diving area, and I'm just putting in little things for the children and um, where you can sit out there and different little activities too. But for not having this in the first build, I definitely do think that it came along very fast. And I do like how the whole thing just fit with the whole house. And I put the little telescope there as if the mother really liked stars or she really liked astronomy, so she got a telescope, but the family never took it out. And it was like a little part of her that was still in the house. Right now we're putting the last little details in, but please like, follow, share, comment your feelings down below about how you like this house, and thank you for watching. Bye.